Hello, sisters. We are preparing for the Midlife Women's Retreat coming up on April 18. I am preparing you by giving you the journal prompts that will appear in your retreat program. Last week's question was the first of a series of probably 4 questions total. That question was, what is something you have learned from the first half of your life that you want to bring into the second half of your life in order to thrive? All week, I have been pondering this question and wondering how I would answer it. So I want to share with you in this video my answer. I'm hoping it will help you to come up with your answer. So the midlife mission is all about thriving in midlife and through the rest of our lives. So what have we learned already that we can use to help us thrive in the second half of life? I realize some of you are not even in your 40s yet. You're still young mothers or young professionals. You may not feel like you've finished the first half of your life. Congratulations and enjoy your youth. I want to say this question can be altered to fit your circumstances, your life stage. The way you would alter this question if you are younger, in your 30s, is what am I learning right now in this busy season of life? What am I learning that I know is valuable, that I know will help me in the future? So I invite you to ask yourself the same question. Instead of looking back, you're just looking at your present. For those of us, myself included, who feel like we have probably finished the first half of our life, I'm 49, approaching 50, I would say that the one thing I have learned is, this is not going to sound deep because it's not. It's very obvious. It's probably cliche. It is so true. It's such a basic truth that I never want to forget and act on. That is simply to be present, be all there. Missionary Jim Elliot said, wherever you are, be all there. Remember, he's somebody who died in his 30s as a young missionary to the tribe in Ecuador. He prayed, Lord, I ask not for a long life, a full one. That is my prayer. I don't need a very long life if I have a very full life. So as I think about the second half of my life, I was thinking, I am living right now the life that I had been praying for and dreaming of in college. You always wonder, I wonder how my life is going to turn out. I wonder who I'm going to marry. I wonder if I'm going to marry. I wonder what kind of work I will be doing. If I have kids, I wonder who they are and what they will be like. I have answers to all of those questions now. I want to say that today is simply a result of all the previous choices and decisions that I made when I was young. So the person I will be when I'm 70, when I'm 80, is simply going to be a result of the choices I made in my 40s, 50s, 60s. So tomorrow is basically today. I know that sounds a little nebulous. I think you understand what I mean. Tomorrow is just a series of today. So the quote at the bottom of my email signature, my personal email, you might have seen if you've received a personal email from me, is today is the most important day of your life. Today is the most important day of your life. I don't know who said it. It's unknown. Somebody wise said, today is the most important day of my life. That's why, sisters, I believe in journaling. For me, journaling is the one single practice that is easy and cheap and consistent that helps me to be present, to feel the day, to feel the feelings, to feel my pain, to work through my problems. I make time almost every single morning to sit down with my journal for at least a few minutes. Not more than, I would say, 45 minutes. I'm usually enjoying a cup of coffee with my journal. I'm usually reading something at the same time, usually the Bible, but sometimes another book. I'm processing my thoughts. I'm processing life. I am at the park, my happy place, and my dog's happy place. I'm just keeping my eye on the dog. Sisters, my last closing thought is everything happens only once. Every moment happens once. That's why it feels like time just flies by. I don't know about you. I have a graduating senior this year. My son is finishing high school in 2 months. He's 18. I have been preparing for this moment his entire life. How fast it went by, even though I was so intentional about everything that we did together. When we homeschooled, it was super intentional, choosing curriculum, choosing activities, hiring teachers, enrolling in classes. It's over. It's almost over. I cannot believe how quickly it feels like it went by. I'm so thankful for all the moments that I was able to sit down and think about, what am I doing? What are we doing? What do I want for him? What does he want for him? So it was just so intentional, yet I feel like we didn't get to do it all. There are things that are untaught, undone. That's okay. There's always going to be more to do than you have capacity to do. My point is, those of you who are parents, especially, for everybody, especially parents, you know how long the days feel, how short the years feel. We try so hard to hang on to the moments by taking pictures, taking video. That's why I'm always taking pictures and now taking more video, because that is how I document life. That is how I record the present moment. People say, I want to be in the moment. That's why I don't take pictures and I don't take video. I just want to feel the moment. I honor that, but to me, I am more present when I am taking pictures and when I am taking video. Because when I watch that video again and I look at that picture again, I am transported back to that moment. I can literally put myself back in that moment. The thoughts that I had, the feelings I had, it helps me to relive that moment. I love reliving moments. That's why I'm always going to be taking pictures and video. Sisters, I want to know your answer to the question, how will you thrive in the second half of your life by taking one lesson that you have learned from the life you have already lived? I will reveal the second journal prompt soon. It will come in an email, then I will record a video with my answer to that question for you. If you are not joining us for the retreat, you still can. There are still a couple of open spots. If you cannot come to the retreat, I encourage you to go ahead and use these journal prompts anyway to have your own personal retreat, or to just gain the value from answering these questions. Sisters, have a great week and weekend. I will see you in the next.